What if I told you that I'm currently, right at this moment, doing an exercise that's gonna help reduce the overall blood sugar response to the meal that I just ate by up to 50%? That's right, I'm doing the exercise right now. Would you believe me? Well, I'm excited to share this very interesting research that's come out about the power of a Soleus Pushup. Have you ever heard of a Soleus Pushup? Well, I had not either, but I am all about blood sugar regulation because most Americans are dealing with blood sugar dysregulation. And if you understand that insulin is the number one fat storing hormone in the body, you understand the importance of regulating your blood sugar. You see, anytime you eat a meal, especially a meal that's very high in carbs and sugars, that might be lacking protein and fiber, your blood sugar levels are going to rise. And every time your blood sugar increases, your pancreas secretes insulin. Insulin is needed in order to bring your blood sugar back to normal. Now, this is a very normal process in the body. It's important because elevated blood sugar is not a good thing. However, a lot of people are dealing with what we call insulin resistance. And that is the result of the consumption of carbohydrates and sugars in excess for decades, for years, for months, that create these high levels of blood sugar and the need for high levels of insulin. And over time, the body comes resistant to the amount of insulin that we need, meaning that in order to bring our blood sugar back down to normal, we actually need more insulin. So what if there is a simple exercise, again, I'm doing it right now, that you could do after every meal and even throughout the day that's gonna help reduce your blood sugar response without the need of extra insulin? Well, I wanna show it to you. And again, it's the Soleus Pushup. So the soleus is a muscle right behind your calf muscle. And researchers are finding that it is a very powerful muscle. See, most muscles store glycogen. And when we utilize those muscles, say your bicep or your tricep, your quads or your hamstrings, you're actually burning the glucose, the glycogen that's stored within your muscle. Once that glycogen is depleted, then that muscle is actually going to draw on blood sugar or glucose within your bloodstream in order to continue to support that muscle contraction. But the soleus muscle is unique in that it does not rely on stored glycogen in order to be powered and utilized. Now, it is a powerful muscle because it only makes up 1% of our body. So when the soleus muscle is actually activated, it's not using stored glucose. It's using glucose that's already in the bloodstream, which can be really powerful, especially after meals, to improve your blood sugar response. So if you're someone, like most people, that are sitting all day long, this is a very simple exercise that you can be doing. Again, I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna show you the exercise throughout the day, specifically after meals, to help improve your blood sugar regulation. And if you improve your blood sugar regulation, you improve the amount of insulin that your pancreas is secreting. And when we're secreting less insulin, guess what? We have the ability to burn more fat. Because remember, when insulin is present, we cannot burn fat. So anything that we can do to reduce the production of insulin or the need for insulin is going to help your fat loss goals. So let me show you how to do this simple exercise so that you can start implementing it today. Okay guys, let's get into this soleus push-up. So you want to put your legs at a 90-degree angle, and then you want to slowly scoot your heels back just a tad because you want your toes to be in line with your knees. Then in this position, you are simply going to do a toe race. All right, you're going to push your ankle up and down throughout this movement. Now, I find that you're going to really be able to isolate the soleus muscle if you take your shoes off, because it's very easy to activate your calf versus your soleus, and you really want to focus on the muscle that's right below your calf muscle. The best way to do this is to, again, set your feet up correctly. So you want a 90-degree angle, but you want your toes aligned with your knees. And then you want to focus more on pushing your ankle up versus pushing your knee up. So it's kind of like a forward motion, but you really want to be feeling that muscle contraction, that tension in the lower part of your calf muscle versus the upper part of your calf muscle. And do it as long as you can. Do it for 5 minutes, do it for 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30. In the beginning, it will be tiresome to do it for 5 minutes. But as you do it more often, you can build up and do it for a longer time. And as long as you're doing this motion, know that you are pulling glucose from your bloodstream, therefore lowering your blood sugar level, therefore requiring less insulin. And that is a win-win.